Folks, we're back here live, streaming from the Democratic National Convention 2024 here in Chicago. We're here with the former governor of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. How you been?
I'm good, man.
Honored to be with you.
Well?
Yeah, I feel good.
How you feeling? Tell us why you feeling good. How you feeling about this?
You know, I'm jacked up. I mean, this is my 13th convention.
Okay.
I've chaired a couple of these things.
That's right, you sure have.
I've run them. I've chaired of the National Party. I tell you, this one is spectacular. I mean, you think historically we come to these conventions, we've had tough primaries. So first day or two, we got to mend fences, get the warring everybody back in the same place together. None of that this time.
Wow.
None of it. There's no.
Is that unprecedented? Pretty much.
Never happened. Never with an open seat. Yeah. So she's raised unlimited money since she's gotten in. Guess how much she's raised?
500 million.
Very good. 512.
Wow.
Never been done before. 500,000 grassroots activists have signed up.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're in a great position. Listen, it's going to be close. 16 was close. 20 was close. This is going to be close. But I'd rather be us than them. She's exciting. It's a generational change. And we're running against a convicted criminal.
Yeah. Yeah. And as we were just talking off mic, every election since Dobbs, we've won.
Right.
That's no small thing.
No small thing. It has motivated women and young people in record numbers.
Yeah.
And the vice president, Kamala's been all over the country. She's been at the... I mean, listen, they're pushing these abortion bans, as you know, 6 weeks in states.
Yeah.
Women don't even know they're pregnant. And then to hear that young girl on stage last night, raped by her father, she was 12 years old.
Man.
This is why you got to vote.
Yeah.
She's all about freedom, Kamala. Freedom to live your life, to respect your own life, to be able to do it. And, you know, we're running against a guy who just, an extreme agenda, wants to get rid of most of the people who work in the federal government, wants a national ban on women's rights, and we just can't do it.
I think about 3 weeks ago, Iowa's 6-week ban went into effect.
Yeah.
I got a text from one of the leaders on the White Women for Harris call, and he just said 2 words. She said, "It's over." I said, "So what do you mean?" He said, "This is another 6-week ban. This is just, it's over. The election is all, she's already won." Not to mention, I think we're up to 7 states now, including Florida, where it's on the ballot. So that, if women are going to vote to have their rights restored, maybe we shouldn't say it too loud. But if you're going to go vote to have your reproductive rights restored on the ballot, you're not going to vote for president too?
That's right. Of course you are.
Yeah.
And the first woman of color.
Yeah, first woman of color.
I mean, my goodness, I mean, it just brings all of that in. So I just don't want all your listeners, listen, it's never going to be easy. They're going to do everything they can to steal the election. He's going to come out, no matter what happens, he's going to say it was stolen. And we're going to have, so let's win big enough.
So there's no
Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, North Carolina, Georgia. Let's win those. And it's not, he's not going to have the White House. He's not going to have the Department of Justice like last time to curry his favor. So it's not going to be the same, but let's just be done with it. I know so many Republicans who are hoping that Trump loses so they can be done with the MAGA.
Oh, yeah.
And then get their party back to a place that focus on, I mean, what's happened to the Republican Party? They used to be about government not in your life. But now they want to tell women what to do.
Yeah.
You know, here we are defending a great democracy in Ukraine, invaded by a dictator, and for 3 months they hold up us sending ammunition to Ukraine.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened to their party. They've gone crazy.
Have you heard the breaking news? Trump apparently has encouraged Netanyahu not to agree to the negotiations. So we're back to this 68 we were here. We go back to the Paris Peace Accords and Nixon.
You know, I always, listen, Netanyahu, if he doesn't have the war the next day, he's out of office. This is all about him. This is all about self-preservation. But this is the same thing when Donald Trump called the Speaker of the House to kill an immigration bill that had passed the Senate, written by Republicans, had passed in a bipartisan way, and he told him, kill it.
Yeah.
The guy's a menace. I was governor during Charlottesville.
Right.
And I had white supremacists and neo-Nazis coming to my state. And I begged the president, you need to go on TV right now and condemn them and use them by name. White supremacist, neo-Nazi. And he said, I will do it. Yeah. And he came out and said there were good people on both sides.
Yeah, that's important.
Right?
Back to the money. You're on the National Finance Committee.
Well, I'm bigger than that, but I done the money, man. I've moved on.
Yeah?
Well, I've done money for years.
But I mean, but you helping to raise money? Are you doing?
Well, I always raise money.
Okay.
I mean, I buyed at my house on June 18th and raised $8.1 million in my backyard. 650 people screaming.
Where did you come in on him stepping out of the race? What did you weigh in on that at all?
So I'm very close to the president. I've known him for 40 years. I spent that whole week with the Clintons. We were all up on vacation.
Yeah.
And the way I did is, if you had issues, my point was to convey them to the president privately
And not
in person. I did not like the way he was publicly embarrassed. I did not like the way people wrote their op-eds, and there was a way, and people who had stuff, members of Congress, I'd say, listen, I will make sure I get it in the president's hands. If you want to write a letter, voice your grievances. So,
particularly we're in the same party. Some Democrats are acting like they weren't even Democrats.
100%.
So,
So I do like that.
Yeah.
look, I've got some, we're alive. So I'm getting some inquiries from some of the Virginians. They want to know, this Virginia law, why are you from running for governor again?
You get one term. We're the only state in America that has one term, but you're not barred from doing it again.
Okay. Well, I want to know.
You can't succeed. You just can't succeed yourself.
Correct. Yeah.
One term.
Only state in America.
Yeah.
Because you're
Why,
one of
what
the
is that?
best-
Why is that?
He's one of the best governors.
Yeah. I mean, record jobs.
Now people are lamenting
Yeah.
that current situation in Richmond.
Which governor restored more voting rights than any governor in American history?
That's right. You did
You're
that.
saying one. You damn right.
You did that.
And what happened? Republicans sued me, took me to the Supreme Court.
They sure did.
I overruled a law from 1901 in Virginia. Listen to this. So if you committed a felony, you can never vote the rest of your life. And the felony threshold's $100. So if you steal sneakers and you're 17 years old, you're never voting again in Virginia history.
Yeah.
That's wrong. And when they put it in the Constitution of Virginia, listen to this. On the floor of the Senate, a senator by the name of Glass said, I'm putting this in the Constitution of Virginia to stop the black man from being able to vote.
On the record.
Yeah, they were very public.
On the record.
Very on the record. So, 114 years later, his actual quote is, I'm doing this to eliminate the darky being a political factor in Virginia. That was his exact quote.
Wow.
114 years later, man,
Wow.
with a swipe of my pen, I erased it. Yeah.
What's Virginia going to do this year in November? What do you think
We're
they're going
good
to do?
shape. I mean, we won it by 10. We'll win it by 10 again.
Okay.
Big turnout years will do well. They don't like Trump. And in fact, I ran the state in 20. He did not have one office, no staff. We have so many federal workers.
Yeah, right.
They hate Trump.
Yeah, of course.
Kept trying to do government shutdowns.
That makes sense.
Let me just say this for your listeners. So, when you hear about these government shutdowns, yeah, federal workers, are furloughed, and they say, oh, they ultimately will get their money back. And that's true. Ultimately, they get it. But that doesn't help you pay rent. That doesn't help you buy groceries.
In that moment, right.
In that
right.
time.
Yeah, right.
Everybody says, oh, ultimately they'll get their money back. People got to pay rent, mortgage, food like everybody else. So they don't like Trump in Virginia.
Yeah, so we should have that.
Yeah,
That should be a problem.
in good shape.
Would you run again?
I'll do something in the future. I love politics. I love giving back. I'm a kid who grew up, had nothing. Started my first business when I was 14.
That's right.
Became a successful company and best friends with presidents, chairman of the National Party.
Yeah.
They had a Yankee as the governor of New York. I'm from Syracuse, governor of Virginia. I pinched myself. It's been a great experience. I want everybody else to have that experience Terry McAuliffe had.
Yeah.
And however I can do that.
Before you leave, we represent the black press.
Yes.
And the gentleman died in Norfolk, the Richmond Free Press in Richmond, and other papers across. Can you just comment from your informed perspective?
Yeah.
The importance of minority press, particularly the black press.
Yeah, I would tell any candidate running for office, you got to do black press, you got to do the radio for sure, and you gotta do the newspapers. And they're great to work with. Richmond Free Press, I always involved in that. And I was always in the National Newspaper Association. I was always at speak at the conference, and you got to reach out and touch everybody. But you can't come around every 4 years, right?
That's right.
You got to stay active. I traveled, did more black churches than probably any. I loved it. And they let me come in as a politician. Ministers don't like it because, but I always come in before we did the sermon.
Right.
2 minute, boom. But what I always would do, I'd go back after I got elected. and say thank you.
Right.
Nobody
Right.
goes back after.
Right, and don't just show up during the election. Right, you're right.
I go back and say after.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, it's important.
Terry McCollum,
All
good
right,
to see you, man.
thank you.
Big night tonight. The Obamas are here.
It's going to be exciting. Michelle, Barack is going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, I think so.
You guys keep praying for me.
We will.
All right.
All right, man.
Thank you.
We'll do.
All right.
We'll do. All right. Take care now.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yes. All right. It's what I don't know. I need the information up.
Ohio.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
How are you,
I'm fine, Dr. Tina Pierce.
Yes.
Dr. Pierce? You're from Ohio.
I am from Ohio.
Come up a little close to the microphone if you don't mind. And
I'm
now,
scared this chair keeps flipping.
I know you.
Yes, I'm sure that I move this
No,
down.
you fine. We picking you up just fine. So tell us about you and what do you do in Columbus, Ohio?
What don't I do in Columbus, Ohio? I am the vice president of the Columbus Board of Education, which is the largest public school district in the state of Ohio.
Okay. So we were just talking about we had Emerge here
Okay.
and them preparing women for election and to run for office. And I was saying, everybody just can't come out here. My folks call me and say, I want to run for U.S. Senate. I said, but you ain't even done it. We need people on school board. We
Yes.
need people in state
Yes.
legislature, right?
Yes.
So can you please articulate, Lord have mercy, because we got Moms for Liberty out here. Why is it so important for people to run for school board and be in the school board
It's
position?
so important for people to run for school board because at the end of the day, all politics is local. Schools and our school boards have a tremendous impact on what our students learn in the classroom. Their understanding of democracy itself is based upon our government classes, our civic education. And so the more we have people in the positions as school board members, as superintendents of our districts that really understand what students need to learn, the better equipped we're prepared to make sure that they're prepared and successful in the future.
How have you been dealing with the assault on curriculum and kids not being allowed to learn Black history and all that kind of book ban? And how have you been dealing with that?
So I'm very pragmatic from a kind of scholarly perspective. I study DEIB, so diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And so I understand the spectrum of diversity, that it goes beyond just Black, white, it goes beyond gender, it goes to neurodiversity, right? How our students are learning, how they're able to capture and grasp the material. And so because of that, we've really been pushing a lot of equity policies and making sure that our students are receiving the services that they need to be successful in and outside of the classroom. Sometimes those resources involve making sure that their basic needs are met. So making sure that we are partnering with our local city councils to ensure that there's affordable housing, that there's public transportation, that we're working with our police officers to de-escalate issues, right? And so all of that ecosystem of what's happening in the local community impacts how our kids walk into the classroom and if they're ready to learn. So as a school board member in the state of Ohio, I'm tackling those issues on a local as well as metropolitan and state level.
Y'all see, this is why it's important. It's why we need people in the school board. It's why we need people doing this kind of work. It's got to happen. You are an African American woman. We're about to nominate that first African American woman for president. That's probably not a big deal for you, is it?
It's a huge deal for me. So, one of my very first memories as a child, my grandmother set me down and we watched the Democratic National Convention, and they showed a clip of Barbara Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
And that has been ingrained in my mind ever since. Watching her, listening to the message that she gave. At that age, I was probably 3rd, 4th grade. I didn't understand what she did, but I saw myself in her. I knew that I could become what she was. I knew she was fighting for our community. And so to see this come full circle 60 years later is tremendous. It's huge. I lost my grandmother about 4 years ago.
Oh,
She's not
you.
here to see it, but she saw Barack Obama become president, and Lord willing, I'm about to see Kamala Harris become president. So it's full circle. I'm excited.
Your grandmother sees it.
She sees it, yeah.
looking at it.
Look,
She's looking at it.
they in heaven celebrating already because it's already done. We just need to make sure people get out to the polls and confirm it. Confirm what we already know in our spirit. We know who our next president is, but we need people to vote.
And you in a battleground state.
Yes.
So
yes.
what's that looking like?
Yes. So, it's looking like at one point we were probably forgotten about, but people are coming back in and understanding that Ohio is a key state in this race. We did for a second go red, but we're going to turn our state blue. We're excited about Harris and Walz, their progressive agenda to help push forward abortion rights, lower costs, and advance democracy for all.
Is it on the ballot? You all have the abortion piece on
We
the
do
ballot?
not have it. We already had it.
You had it already. That's right.
We
You
already
did
had
have
it.
Okay,
yes,
that's right.
we tackled it. So
Yeah.
the great state of Ohio, we take care of business. As Joyce Beatty would say, we get stuff done.
So his sister's one of our education leaders. We have Congress.
What? He's got it. Okay, all right, they're coming back. Okay.
I was going to say he's the leading member of the CBC on education.
Oh, I would love to have a conversation. Yes.
We were talking about the importance of Ohio,
Yes.
the importance of the voter turnout.
Yes.
We represent the black press. We have a number of newspapers in Ohio. We just comment how important it is that the messaging of the Democratic Party utilize the black press to get that message.
Oh, it's key and important. When you think about us being able to get the message into the community, because you all have that connection already, right? We are already connected to your publications, your radios, your broadcasts. And so in the state of Ohio, our voter registration records were actually purged. And so the Democratic Party has been doing a huge push to make sure that we're getting people to register to vote, to make sure that they're checking, to ensure that they are registered to vote, that they know where their polling location is. So again, they can go cast that critical vote that we need.
Good. Well, thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We're proud of everything you're doing. You're going to deliver Ohio. You're a delegate too, right?
I am a delegate too. I'm excited. We ready to go cast that vote and make it happen.
And if people...
You're not from Ohio, but when I say this, you probably know what to say. OH.
I-O.
There we go, baby. Yes.
And also learn, you say the Ohio State University. So I'm clear. I know I'm on my best behavior.
That's right, but I'm being good. I do work for the Ohio State University, so I'm trying to be good.
But I got it right. Dr. Tina Scott.
Tina Pierce.
Tina Pierce. I'm sorry, Tina Pierce. And you're a doctor of
Political science, black studies, and women's studies.
So are you teaching at
I'm a triple that. I'm not in the classroom anymore. I just go in and lecture here and there.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. So nice to meet you.
So nice
Thank
to
you
meet
for
you
coming
as
to
well.
see us. Dr.
Thanks for
Tina
having
Pierce,
me.
folks from Columbus
Thank
doing
you
the
so
thing.
much. Yes.
Doing the thing. Thank you for
I
joining us here.
appreciate y'all.
Folks, we are live here at the DNC. Dr. Benjamin Chavis, MIP, the NNPA. We're getting it all done. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll